Okay. Okay, bitrate looks fine finally. No recommended changes, good. YouTube is up, which is not complaining. Okay. Oh, the camera. I knew there was something I was forgetting. Where's this? Open up. Yes, I gotta reset this. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Awesome. Do, do, do. Do, do, do. Do, do. Okay, where did I leave off? Of course I'm gonna forget again. So it looks like these are producing rips. Yeah, this big factory of mine is definitely not doing great for the performance. Do I need modular? I think I needed more modular frames. Okay, we're not making rotors because I need pipes. Let's get pipes. So many items. There are sheets. Is this pipes? Yeah, this is pipes. So we see it's stalled at the top, so we're gonna have to do the same thing. So let's start off with the splitter. And then let's do our regular merger. Smart splitter. Huh. Well, so now we feed the bottom. So this is getting the pipes it needs so we can get our rotors going. One more step. And cables, what's this? Wires. Is it stuck? It's full. I think it just might be because of the recipe we put in. Oh, you know what? There could be something down here that's not Mark 5. I should check. No, it looks pretty good. having to redo all of this whenever I get a faster belt is also a huge pain in the butt. Okay. I didn't give myself a good idea of where I left off, so let's take a look. Go down to the end. I don't have motors, that's a problem. Oh, you know, I think I wanted to wait for motors until I got the electromagnetic rod recipe. Yeah, that's what I remember. These are what are these waiting for? Plastic? Yeah, we have a lot of things playing the plastic. We'll need to create a second plastic base, and maybe this time also really use those recycled rubber, recycled plastic recipes. This is backlogged. Okay, that's fine too. %. Okay. What's this need? Computers. No power, of course. Okay, so we need more computers. And what comes after supercomputer? Maybe I should take a look at that too. Supercomputer, heatsink. Okay, which heatsink recipe? Probably the alt. That's 14, 53, 13. Okay, so we want the alt, which is casings and rubber. So it's 3 to 1, 3 to 1. A lot more than 3 to 1. Okay, casings to rubber. These are casings and rubber. Actually, was that just an assembler? Yeah. Is this not good? Did they update that? No, it looks the same. Conveyor pole. Oh, I did that wrong. It's been like 2 days now. I forgot how to do this. Okay, so now aluminum casings. I think at this point, I don't want to pull everything forward. So I don't think I need everything. And it's a lot of extra work. Okay. Jeez, yeah. Look how far we gotta go. This is an easy one. Things are still gonna get more complicated. Heat sink. Yeah. This one, since everything needs the feedback the way I've done it, these are the ones that need to go all the way. One, two, three, four, five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If only it wasn't so finicky. One, two, three, four. No. I think I had started building the bottom part here, but I ran out of concrete. Yeah. One, two, three, four, five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's go and build the belt from down here. I want the blueprint, right, for a single. No, I don't want it like that. I want it to... There. Pull this back here. And then this goes here. And then we have heat sinks. I should not go that way because there's no power poles that way. I don't have any power poles there. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ah, I hate it. I hate it so much. I can see how people coming from Factorio would be like so annoyed by this system. Okay, so that's heat sinks done, which is sick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What's the next one? I think it's cooling system. So for this, we got to put down a nitrogen well. For this too, huh? Hmm. So let's look at the recipe. Delete that. Cooling. $5D, 54.69. Wow. The one with no water takes a hell of a lot more energy. How many resources? It takes 400 copper, 400 copper, 1600 iron, 450 coal, and quartz. Because I think motors take a lot, whereas this is 450 coal, 450 quartz, bauxite. Hmm. Less heat sinks, but more motors. .5 motors a minute. Hmm. But I mean, now I have to feed in water and nitrogen, and pulling that up here would be a big pain in the butt. Rubber is already produced off base. Heat sinks. If I can just get the heat sinks out of here. And bring the heat sinks to someplace else, then it'll be more doable. How can we do that? Can we have a train station underneath the heat sinks? Is that what I want to do? We have a train station pulling everything into the base down there. But if I pull it out, where should I pull it out from? Maybe like something here would be interesting. Just like right underneath this one location. Oh, the water looks really good there. This is a big way to go. I don't think I want to pull nitrogen gas and water and bring it all the way down the line. It might be easier just to pull out heat sinks and then have one more input for cooling systems. I look at cooling systems. What are cooling systems used for? Quantum encoder, okay, converter, yeah. Particle accelerator, yeah. Turbo motor, thermal propulsion. Now we're getting into like 1 a minute type of, actually no, 7.5 minute, 3 minute, 6 minute, quite a few still. Okay. So before I do that, let's look at the fuse frames. Oh yeah, I still want the other recipe for this. Alternate heat fused. Fuel, nitric acid, aluminum ingots, modular frames. Oof. Nitric acid and fuel. Ay ay ay. This mega bust in the sky is now making things difficult as these late game items require liquids. Yeah, this one I don't want this one. It takes a hell of a lot more energy. I think mostly because of the motors. Nitrogen's cheap. We're gonna need more water, more rubber soon. I don't like that we're now having to like pull stuff out of this space. What would we be pulling out? Heavy frames and heat sinks. I could just pull out the aluminum casings. If I pull out the aluminum casings, I can just make the heat sinks there by pulling in the rubber. And we'll have the rubber. And then that also gives me what I need to do the casings for this. So I think maybe that's it. I don't pull out the heat sinks, I pull out the casings. And how about frames? It's not too bad. I mean, cement we already move around. Steel ingots we already move around. I don't know how I want to do that. I mean, on its own, it's easy, but I'm now pulling items out of the space. Yeah, let's pump up our production as well. Oh, you know what? This might be a good way for do drones. I can drone out. Unless they're really high volume casings. 30 a minute. 75 a minute. This battery, right? $900. Yeah. The solid one. The solid one takes more energy, but at the same time it is again just casings that need to be pulled. Alumina solution, sulfuric acid. So at this, it's just like all casings, but it's not cheap. Is it oh, that's why it's a blender. That's why. I mean, in terms of, I'm thinking just the number of casing it's required is going to be pretty high. 20. Did I unlock drones? No, I didn't. I'm again just repeating out loud. I think I want to pull out casings, maybe using drones, but the drone could be kind of low volume. That's the problem. Casings are really high volume things, so maybe in the end we use a train. Oh, okay, motors. which I'm not building. God damn it. They should be downstairs though. Yeah. Why is this pinned? Let me see. Do I have motors downstairs? Kind of cool. It's almost like they're ceiling lights. I didn't do any signage over here, so I can just look at the belts. Where do we have motors? Thankfully, got a few motors. You know what? Let me do this too. Let me put this back. Okay. Oh, don't fall down. The game goes down to drops to 35 when I look at the conveyor belts.
Milestone reached. Drones provide automated low-capacity aerial transport between drone stations. Stations need to be supplied with any kind of fuel for the drones to function. Fixit had several restrictions in place prohibiting creative use of drones. I have since removed those because I think no pioneer would ever misuse Fixit property right under their noses. Especially since everything is recorded.
Oh, you know what? I think I need to unlock this milestone before I get the new motor recipe, because obviously these ones, electromagnetic control rods, only come from this milestone. So do I have a recipe waiting for me or what? I didn't. Oh, I'm out. I see. No rewards available. I'm out. Out. Okay, so let me... Maybe get going on a train station. I think I want to do a train of casings. So unfortunately, I did this so close here. One, two, three, four, five. Okay, so I think maybe right here is doable. One, two, three, four. I mean, I do already have all of the casings coming back this way. So I just want to pull from here. This might not fit this way either because it has the second level that goes down. So I look at aluminum casings all the way down here. Somehow they've all stopped. It's probably not great. Oh yeah, the heat sinks are not finished yet. Good thing I caught this. Oh, I want. Something happened with alumina that I must have broke. I kind of like maybe doing it on the far side because if it's over here, then it gets kind of messy with all this. And the joint between what gets put back onto the line and what gets sent out gets kind of messy. Whereas if I do it over there, there's very distinct input-output areas. But what do I do here? Because we're at the wrong height. I can't put another train station here. We do a train station on the outside. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, bam. 1, 2, 3. Okay. That works. Yeah. So like I have a couple things to do, which is kind of annoying. I have to pull aluminum out. Then I gotta get the nitrogen gas stuff going. Then I gotta remake what, like heat sinks, maybe heavy frames too. Although we can just pull heavy frames out. I shouldn't really make a bunch of new things. Just maximize heavy frames where they are. Okay, where are we in terms of we're at quick wire. I think that was modular frames. Oh, so RC crystal oscillators. Oh, okay, casings right here. Yeah, what happened to casings? Oh, I see. Oh. Oh, something broke. Something broke here too. My aluminum seems to have stopped. Where is that? Over here, right? So it's all been fed down here. What can I do instead? Maybe put a splitter here and then feed that down. Oh. No, maybe the aluminum is just low. Okay. Because I do have a lot of stuff pulling in aluminum now. Where does it go? Oh, something. Oh, trains are stuck down there. Oh my god, what's stuck? Train. Train is stuck. So I could send them all the way back, so they go down that same route as before. Or I can maybe do a new thing where this is one way. It goes down, but I don't know how far this is gonna go. If I go down too soon, then it's not gonna work for other stuff. Yeah, so maybe I'll just loop it back. So that means the train station will be on this side. Sorry, yeah, maybe that works. Something like this. Like that? I think I could send it out a bit more, so we'll do like this. And so blueprints, no, power. One, two, three, 4, 5. Yeah. Two, three, 4, 5. One, 1, 2, 3. I fuck it up. I fucked it up. There's a train still stuck over there. I don't know, I feel like this is still a problem because I still have to pull in cooling and fuse frames from another part of the base. So which is stuck? Is this stuck? This is stuck. Why is this stuck? Oh. No. I mean, no, that point is moved because I either have to pull in the cooling units or I gotta pull in the nitrogen. That's not a huge difference either way. Alright, do I just want to pull in nitrogen if I'm doing all this extra work? What was I looking at in the first place before? $150 a minute. So with 60, I can do for one pipe 10. So 50 cooling units a minute. And for here, I would get 35. So maybe I just pull in the nitrogen. And water? That's 150, that's 4. So 4 times 6, 24. But I could do 2 pipes. Can I do 2 pipes? I would have, what, multiple industrial buffers? Can you stack these? Ah, you can. That looks actually pretty sick how they interlock together like that. I kind of want to undo all of that. Yeah, actually, that's...
Milestone reached. Drones provide automated low-capacity aerial transport between drone stations. Stations need to be supplied with any kind of fuel for the drones to function. Fixit had several restrictions in place prohibiting creative use of drones. I have since removed those because I think no pioneer would ever misuse Fixit property right under their noses. Especially since everything is recorded.
This is where this bus system's getting super annoying. So I can't just bring in gas here. So I didn't account for that. I have to bring in gas. All the way over here. Yeah, this bus system at the late stage is getting really tedious. Oh yeah, and then I made it even more difficult for myself because all of these things now don't go as far out as I need them to. So this rail system, if I pull something in here, I need a train station here, which I guess I have this the ability to do. Yeah, especially on the second level that I did, so we can go further down, and it's pretty free, and we can pull this up. So 8 times 6. What's that? $48. So with 2 pipes, I can do 48 a minute. Or with the second recipe, I can do 10. 50. So it's 1 pipe, but a lot more efficient with nitrogen gas. Way more efficient with nitrogen gas. Did I get this? Yeah. So it's right here, up here, one of these 2 spots. I think it's this one. Yeah. I mean, technically too, I know I don't need nitrogen gas for most of this, so maybe I can also do something different, which is maybe I do create a second rail way further down the line. Because it doesn't make sense for me to pull nitrogen gas and pull those pipes all the way if they're the only ones using them. So where might that go to? Basically over here. How would I do that? Because again, maybe I don't want to pull nitrogen gas from that side all the way down, but I do not want to get in the way of all this. I could put it on top of the copper because we have the pipe here. We can do like 1 for water, 1 for nitrogen gas, maybe another one for sulfuric acid, and do like a multi-use. There's not too many liquids, and we can keep it kind of close to where we need it to be here and still pull it in to feed. So it'd be like another station like we had down there, but specifically for liquids. And it would be like at the bottom here. So how can I do that? That one goes down. I can adjust that and bring it up. So it goes here. You know, have all the stations where I am right now. And then the train goes down maybe along that path. Yeah, we can have the things stacked in a row this way. Extra work. I do like doing this though, because this is a weird intersection. This is something I want to do at some point before. Just reset the orientation of this rail. Yeah, the bus, I don't know. I don't know about the bus system now. Also, I guess another issue I'm having is that those liquids will not be super scalable. The way if I just build it completely underneath. Because I don't have a good way of scaling up the buffers if it's all underneath this. I guess I can scale the buffers down. Because there's a lot of vertical space, there's a hell of a lot of vertical space, and in the end I can just use pumps. I can also build them on top. That would solve the vertical space problem. I can just feed the pipes down. Below to the main conveyor belt. Maybe that would also solve some fluid dynamic problems. Either way, it does require building a lot of rail. One, two, three, four. So this changes. Aye, aye. And the worst part about it is as you build much more tedious supply lines with a lot more overhead required, game performance also drops at the same time as a result of putting everything so close together. So actually, this one's not going to be too bad. I just need to change this. One, two, three. Actually, let me do it this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it has its own little UI for copy paste. Interesting. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can keep the storage the way it was and just change the orientation of the station. Let me bring this back online too. Okay, now we gotta set up this intersection and readjust it a little bit. Okay, so this is only going from here down. I see. This one too, right? So this is going this way. No, it's going out. They're both going out. Let me just bring that here. And then I can do 1, 2, 3. Uh, 1, 2, 3, 4. I can go out here, or this can go out here, and this can go out this way to this way. And then on the exits, there we go. That works, right? Yeah, they can go 2 ways. That can also turn in. This only goes this way. Those can go down. Okay. And the Caterium is still... I bet that train needs to be reset though. Because even though I gave the train station the same name, it might have mucked around with the schedule of the train that was going to it. So if I go here and I go train timetable, Caterium, yeah. Edit timetable, Caterium base 1. Caterium 1. Oh yeah, I forgot there's all this fancy stuff you can do as well. Save. Okay, I'm just gonna change this to Caterium 1. We have a train. This is quartz. And there's another train which is iron. So all the trains are labeled appropriately. And this is a load. Yeah, because we haven't, that's a default and we haven't changed unload. Okay. So I did that because I wanted to maybe move the piece of rail that goes up that will deliver all of the fluids along this line. It'll like break off here, maybe on the same sort of horizontal piece, go up the hill, and I can't go that way. Okay, let me jump up. There we go. Yeah, they use the 2D sprites now. And everything has a much closer draw distance. It actually feels a bit worse than before. We have a lot more invisible trains. So I think it was the cooling, right? Parts, cooling, they're both blenders. I have a blueprint for blender, yeah. Kind of all facing the wrong way though. Boom, be-do-do-do-do. Boom, be-do-do-do. I need that just to figure out the right spacing. like that. So I like this because I just feed in the solid products like I did before. That doesn't change. What changes? Liquids. Hmm. You know, building them on top is kind of like interesting, but that makes it a lot more difficult to figure out where you're going to put all the rails. Whereas here, it's a bit more straightforward. I think. Like we could have the rails go from here and then down this way. That's pretty empty. It is another annoyance that with rail systems so high, now I have like multi-level rail system. But I think the first job will be to figure out, well, how high do I want this to be? So I have to look at... Maybe I'll just build straight here. Yeah, so all the liquids start here. Does anything else need liquid? No. But we have cooling system fixed frames. So cooling system infused frames. No. No. Batteries. Yeah, I put the spot down for batteries, but I haven't used it. I don't know if that was a mistake. Although I kind of like this better. Except I'm not feeding in sulfur, huh? Sulfur is on the trains, but it's not coming in here. So it's again a different problem. Alright, this is where I kind of really mess things up. Alright, you know, it's not too far back. I could start over here. I can just... Okay, this is where we start feeding in materials. And there's not much else that requires in any of the alt recipes that I unlocked any liquid. I guess thank goodness for that. So I think it's Alumina, water, nitrogen gas. And I think later on there's also nitric acid, which is probably also gonna be fun. Hmm. This was easier earlier on. This was easier earlier on, and this part of the game was easier with my many bases. Okay, now a couple trains are all stuck, which is not good. Why is that happening? So I feel like the progress is like instantly slowed down. I was able to do a lot of things really quickly before. Now not so much. Now small changes take a lot of effort. And pulling liquids onto this thing is another challenge. Because of the way the pipe capacity works. Okay, what's going on over here? I thought we fixed everything here. Those are all fine. This is fine. Deuterium? What happened? Signals are making the next stop unreachable. Hmm? Deuterium 1, right? Yeah. Okay, well, let's try. Fun little stagger. Okay, so this goes down. Goes fast. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. No. Yeah, it's this way. Oh, it's not this way. It's over there. Oh, God damn it. We turn, we do a little try again. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. No, 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 no. Oh, they like linked up. There we go. That's gonna get stuck because it's on a block signal. Now we can buy this. And now we can start going again. Okay, so go straight. This is where I messed up last time. And then we... here's the problem. I mean, first off, I can put some blocks here. That'll help. I don't know why I didn't do this before. Oh, yeah, okay. So that doesn't happen. This doesn't happen anymore. This is fine. This is... This should be it. Oh wait, the double. Okay, so now this. Well, this also has to go down here. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. High-speed connectors. Computers. It's nice seeing just stuff flow. Heavy frames. Sheets. Again, this would be the casings. Batteries are next? Yeah. Oh yeah, so if it's gonna be the other recipe, then it's a blender. Not this one. What's this? RCU. Oh, that's cool. So I kind of like the idea. 1, 2, pipe. Except again, like the issue here is like, what happens when I want more than one? How will these get fed multiples? Can I put signs on this at all? No, huh? Damn, this is a big pain in the butt. Do I want to like question again my initial assumption? Do I just want to pull out aluminum casings? Well, why did I say that? Because if I pull out aluminum casings, then I gotta bring in frames. You know what? Maybe I should unlock some more milestones first. I'm also worried about turbo motors and electromagnetic control rods. I remember by the end of the game I had to do a lot of work for the control rods, which was not too difficult, but it's just adding more products on top of this. Like, what a mess I've made for myself. So I can't do that one yet. This one I can. So, supercomputer 50. Oh my god. Heavy frames. Cables. Surely I missed it. And concrete.
Milestone reached. The nuclear power plant produces dangerous radioactive nuclear waste. Fix-It reminds you that any extra limbs resulting from exposure to radiation are also contracted to work on project assembly. Fix-It also reminds you that willful exposure to radiation will not result in any bonuses regardless of how many functional limbs it produces. Project part number 7, the magnetic field generator, should enter production as soon as possible. Any unnecessary delays will be noted.
So I need 50 fused. Do I have 50 fused by chance? I saw some of them here. $29 fused. No, I don't. I think that's beyond my capabilities. Yeah, because it requires liquid. But we do have the ECG unlocked now. ECR. So if I go in here and I do a research recipe. I'll get something new. Yeah, it's just frustrating. What did I want to look up? Let me just look up here. Game resources, items, the turbo motor. Cooling system, RCU, motor, rubber. Okay, so that's all solid. Superposition oscillator, photonic matter. This is just feeding in what? Converter. Oh, you're feeding in SAM? Oh no, it produces. Yeah, it just produces that stuff straight. Excited photonic matter. The converter harnesses reanimated SAM to enable precise matter and energy transmutation. Oh yeah. Fixed ingots used for fixed trigon, and the trigons used for what? Conveyor belt Mark 6. I could also just call it a day on this base. I can just say sort of like, oh, it's rubber out, cable. You know, it's a lot of train stations still. It's a lot of train stations for all the outputs here. Maybe Mark II is going just a level above. I don't know. Having everything online was fine. Now it's a bit overwhelming. Pulling in liquids or pulling out other materials and redoing bases. Either way, like, one now gets me away from this main bus system that I was working on, which is what I wanted to do in the first place. And it's also going to be difficult to build elsewhere because everything's now centralized on this bus. You know, I could do like a little menu. No. I was thinking like a sushi belt to output to sort of say, you know, stuff going towards what's a good example? Use modular frame. So say I pulled out heavy frames and casings, and I send it to another base. How would I effectively pull out heavy frames and casings from here? Well, I could do it like the same way, but rather feeding a build system, they feed into a train station. And then that train station would have 2 cargo holds. It would go and deliver it to a third base with, in this case, nitrogen gas. And then I'd have fused frames there. And if I wanted to continue this pattern, what would I see? I'd see fused frames as used in Thermal propulsion rockets, modular engine, turbo motors, cooling system, fuse frames. I kind of like that, maybe. Because we have this big thing, we go down to very narrow again and start over. So we have a second main bus, but it's all like more complicated things. Say turbo motor. Cooling system. Turbo motor is a good example because it needs simple stuff and complicated stuff. So I can pull off from here rotors and motors, send that out to a turbo motor base, and those turbo motors I can then move to another belt. So we kind of take what works from here and we start over. Just a lot of work. Fuck. We have the train stations. I mean, we're getting a train network built. And trains are like pretty good as they scale up. Yeah, I gotta take a break from it now. It's like overwhelming. It's almost a bit easier when it's just like many small bases. All right. $55 minutes, huh? Something happened with Twitch.